Namaskar, very warm welcome to all our viewers and learners in this live phone-in session of CIET and NCERT. I'm Renu Bhatt with you all, and you are live with us on PM eVidya channels on channel number 6 to 12, and dear learner on our NCERT official YouTube channel as well. As you know, this is our special session of webinar where we come up with so many different aspects of ICT. And today is Thursday, and on every Tuesday and Thursday, we celebrate and appreciate the journey of an ICT awardee teacher. We learn a lot from them, from their needs, from their challenges they face during the journey. So in this particular session, we have our expert with us. Let me introduce our expert to you all. You are Shri Madhavan V. You are retired TGT Physics from Nemala High School, Kabinigiri, District Wayanad, Kerala. Very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And dear learner and viewers, before we begin this session, let me tell you some certain information regarding the way through which you can participate in this live phone-in session. If you want to ask some query, or if you want to share your experience or ask his experience, you can feel free to connect to us. You can call us on our telephone number, that is 8800-440-559. Either you can drop a mail at our email address, that is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. And in case you have joined us through our live streaming, that means you are on our NCERT official YouTube channel. Go to the live chat box and drop your comment out there. Our expert will be happy to answer all your queries and doubts. And so let's begin this session now. And we are very curious to know more about you, and we want to know about your journey, your challenges, and the needs that you faced during the journey, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I am Madhavan V from Wayanad district. Let me introduce myself first. I am Madhavan, a retired high school teacher. I am residing in one among the beautiful district of Kerala, Wayanad. Wayanad, the green paradise, is situated above 3,000 feet above sea level in the western Ghats. It's a highly forested area, home to a variety of animals and birds and plants. Wayanad is always an attraction to the tourists in the God's own country due to its vast stretch of mist-capped mountains, green meadows, waterfalls, blue water lakes, and wild forests. And you can also find a huge spice plantation. Wayanad is also famous for its tribal population, having the largest number of tribes in Kerala. The tribal abode has a rich heritage and a population of about 50 different tribes and their fascinating lifestyles close to Mother Nature. This is the place where I am born and brought up, and I am really grateful for it to be born in a place where I call heaven on earth. Talking about my professional life, I started my career as a high school teacher in a small school, Nirmala High School, Kabinigiri, in 1990. Kabinigiri is again a beautiful village sharing borders with the state of Karnataka, situated in the banks of river Kabini. I have been serving in this institution as an IT coordinator right from when IT at school started in our state in 2006. Being a tribal area, much of our student population is tribes. Each class has
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, please continue. So, are we audible to you?
The time I joined my school, a good science lab was available, which was rare to find in other schools during those times. Our science lab could accommodate an entire classroom so that we could take classes there. Nowadays, we can find adult tinkering lab and other labs in almost all schools. I used to take my classes to our science labs, linking practical and theoretical knowledge for better understanding of topics to children. During this time, the concept of IT-enabled education to schools in Kerala came up, and each school was asked to appoint a teacher called IT school coordinator. And so I came to that position in our school. And I also, it was the time when Linux came into existence and started replacing Microsoft in schools in Kerala. Since then, Linux was widely used in all throughout Kerala IT education. Linux is a free software with open applications like Scratch, TextPaint, LibreOffice, Python, 2P2D animation software, etc., which are very useful to children in their studies. And these applications even have commands in Malayalam. In my opinion, welcoming Linux into IT education should be called a revolutionary change in our educational system. Gradually, from just being a one-hour subject, IT emerged as an integral part in almost all subjects as ICT-enabled education. Children find it easy to understand the difficult topics of science and maths through videos, presentations, and animations, through applications like GeoGebra, Blender, etc. We started an IT club in our school, and the students with interest joined the club, and we developed many IT activities in my school, Nirmala. I would like to brief about those activities. First one is the website. It was a website prepared by students in 2009 that the world came to know about the ICT activities in my school. It was a historic first in Kerala state, where our school students made a website for the school using simple HTML commands. Later we conducted other programs like making a school blog, Orkut groups, etc. Today, in all schools, we have Facebook accounts, but in that days, Facebook was not properly used. Orkut was one among the popular social media networks to connect people, and we were lively with our activities there. Next, to popularize e-learning, I have started classes for the public, especially for the parents of the students in our lab, regularly after school hours. Many parents participated in those classes are now using these technology for their life. Google Meet, Skype, and Gmail. In addition to this, many eminent persons from various regions of Kerala took classes through Skype for my IT club students. I would like to share a video of one such session.
അല്ലേ നമ്മള് മെയിലിന്റെ ഇവിടെ പറഞ്ഞു നിർത്തിയിരുന്ന ഇന്നലെ പറഞ്ഞു ജിമെയിലിന്റെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞല്ലേ ഒരു സെക്കൻഡ്.
In these classes, tribal parents are normally hesitant to participate in these classes, which I mentioned earlier. To ensure their participation, I concentrated the ICT activities in tribal areas. In 2011, installed a computer in a neighborhood colony, a tribal colony. It is a Katunaika colony, Katunaika tribal group. The IT club students, the other IT club students went to that colony every day for teaching them basic computer. This mission is called IT at Gotragraham. This was inaugurated by the Deputy Director of Education, Wayanad District. The outcome of this mission was that we were able to provide a computer literacy at a grassroots level and helped everyone in the colony to understand e-learning, irrespective of their age and gender. They realized that they can also install a computer at their home and make use of it well. In other words, e-learning reached the common man. We also found that as the youth in the colony picked up computer skills, it reduced their alcohol consumption. This activity got a wide news coverage. These are the photos, the students teaching, the students in the colony. It was inaugurated by the Deputy Director of Wayanad District. IT at School Master Coordinator Mr. Thomas Sir was also present there. In this house, the system is installed. It's a Katunaika colony. These are the data of that mission. Total 16 houses in that colony. Population is 85. 12 students in my school was studying there. 6 youths learned computer. 3 students took responsibility. They taught basic computer, Malayalam typing and simple graphics. These are the outcome of that project. We could provide a computer at a grassroots level. It helped everyone in the colony to understand computer basics. As the youth in the colony, that is very important. Youth in the colony picked up computer skills. It reduced their alcohol consumption. ICT reached a common man. This activity got a wide news coverage, especially in Hindu National Daily. This is the paper cutting. The next activity I have initiated is the install. My another task was to popularize the free software Ubuntu among the common people rather than the schools. Since only schools were operating the Ubuntu, with the IT club students launched a program called Install Fest. It was conducted in a small town near my school. It is called Padichara. In that small town, we installed Ubuntu in almost 16 computers of the different people. And they also realized what is Ubuntu, what is free software, like that. This is the poster presentation. This was the poster presentation displayed at that time. What are the difference between Windows and Linux? What are the merits of free software, like that? The next activity, ICT activities in my school, is about a QR code. Attaching a QR code to the ID card of students is quite normal in these days. But I created an ID card in that time, that is 2010. With the ID card, on that ID card there is a QR code. The QR code redirected the student portal called Sambhurna. In Kerala, the students' data is there in that web portal. That web portal is called Sambhurna. It is a student portal, which is an initiative of Kerala government, where all necessary information about the student is uploaded and stored. When we scan this QR code, we get the idea and whole details of this student. If a student is got by police or somewhere missing, we can identify the student using this QR code. Next is email ID. At that time, the whole students of 8th, 9th, 10th students in 2012, all students got email ID. Through this email ID, they communicated each other. Our school was the first in Kerala to have email IDs to all students all students. The next activity is IT Mela. Now it is ICT Mela. In olden days, it was only IT Mela. On that IT Mela, there was 6 competitions. They are web page designing, multimedia presentation, digital painting, Malayalam typing, programming, and IT project presentation. I am proud to say that right from the year when ITT school started, in the Mela, every year 6 students participated from Nirmala High School. Among them, 4 or 5 students would go to the district level, and 2 to 3 students will go to the state level. Among the events, IT project is my personal favorite. In 2010, one of my students, bagged the first prize in the state IT project presentation and got first prize. And that student, she got a brilliant opportunity to visit Japan for her project presentation. So far, about 120 students of my school got the opportunity to participate in these events. Next is the making of a magazine. Now let me explain a bit about the 2 interesting tasks. The first one is the magazine. The name of this magazine is Ilamuttugal, means tender buds. Contents of this magazine include articles from students, eminent persons, digital paintings, etc. The magazine is actually a framework on which other classes and schools can make their own magazines with their own contents. Each page of this magazine can be customized in a preferable layout, and the user can edit and replace it. This is made possible with the help of software like GIMP. Now I show how to work this magazine. The next work is about an election software. A brief detailing about the election software. Every year we conduct a parliament election using a laptop as voting machine. Years back, under ITT school, selected teachers and students were given training on Scratch software and Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is credit card sized computer. Raspberry Pi is slower than a modern laptop or desktop, but is still a complex Linux computer. One of my students made a scratch program for conducting election using this technique. Every year in my school, election is conducted using laptop, and in 1 year, this Raspberry Pi is used as voting machine.
വോട്ടിംഗ് മെഷീൻ ഉപയോഗിച്ചാണ് വോട്ടിംഗ് നടന്നത്. പൈത്തൺ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ തയ്യാറാക്കിയ ഇലക്ഷൻ വോട്ടിംഗ് സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ പ്രവർത്തിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് കുട്ടികളാണ്. പ്രിസൈഡിംഗ് ഓഫീസർ, 4 പോളിംഗ് ഓഫീസർമാർ, വോട്ടിംഗ് യന്ത്രം പ്രവർത്തിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ടെക്നിക്കൽ ഓഫീസർമാർ, ഇലക്ഷൻ ഏജന്റുമാർ, നിരീക്ഷകർ, പത്രക്കാർ തുടങ്ങിയവരെല്ലാം ഇലക്ഷനിലുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഒരു ദിവസം കുട്ടികൾക്ക് പോസ്റ്റർ പ്രചാരണമടക്കമുള്ള ഇലക്ഷൻ പ്രചരണത്തിന് അവസരം നൽകിയിരുന്നു.
ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ സ്കൂളിൽ ഇത്തരം ഒരു ഇലക്ഷൻ നടക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷത്തിലും വളരെയധികം ജിജ്ഞാസയോടെയുമാണ് ഈ വർഷത്തെ ഇലക്ഷനെ ഇന്ന് ഇവിടെ നോക്കിക്കാണുന്നത്.
I think you have heard that beep sound. It is the same sound just like the original voting machine. The next work is on Wiki. Our students, my students, contributed 3 Malayalam great books to Wiki so far. They are Kundalada. Kundalada is the first novel in Malayalam. 25 students worked on that for typing Malayalam and uploading Kundalada into Wiki Granthasaala. The next book is Vasana Vikriti. It is the first story in Malayalam, and third one is Sahitya Manjari. Now, these 3 books of Malayalam literacy can be accessed from anywhere in the world through Wiki because of my students, only because of my students. These are the articles connected with that work, connected with Wikipedia. This article is from a blog that is Maths blog. It is famous in Kerala. This is also an article. The next is about Harida Vidyalayam reality show. Considering all our ICT activities, our school was selected twice for participating Harida Vidyalayam reality show conducted by Doordarshan Thiruvananthapuram. 6 of my students and 2 co-staffs accompanied me to the floor.
കർഷകരുടെ ആഗ്രഹ സഫലീകരണം എന്നോണം 1982 ജൂൺ 1-ാം തീയതിയാണ് നിർമ്മല ഹൈസ്കൂൾ നിലവിൽ വന്നത്.
എന്താണ് അത് സാധനം?
സിനിമയാണ്.
ആരാണ് അത് ചെയ്തത്?
ബക്കർ സംവിധാനം ചെയ്തത്.
ഏത് ബക്കർ?
TH ബക്കർ.
എന്താണ്?
ടി
അല്ല കേട്ടോ, PA ബക്കറാണ്. പിന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും കൂടിയിട്ട് അങ്ങ് വരുന്നുണ്ട് നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്കൂളിലേക്ക്. അപ്പോൾ വരുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും പെട്ടെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും വരാൻ സൗകര്യമില്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ അവിടെ ആദിവാസി മൂപ്പൻ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നില്ലേ, അതുപോലെ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ജൂറി മൂപ്പൻ മേനോൻ സാറാണ് ആദ്യം വരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം ആരാണെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു സാമൂഹ്യ നിരീക്ഷകനാണ്, വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ വിദഗ്ധനാണ്, പരിസ്ഥിതി പ്രവർത്തകനാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം അവിടെ വന്നാൽ ഞങ്ങളെ ഓരോരുത്തരുടെയും ഓരോ ഏറിയാണല്ലോ. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഏറിയ ഇത്രയും വിശേഷങ്ങളിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അദ്ദേഹം അവിടെ വന്നാൽ നിങ്ങൾ എവിടെയൊക്കെയാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തെ കൊണ്ടുപോയി കാണിക്കുക?
ആദ്യം തന്നെ കബരി നദി കാണിക്കാൻ കൊണ്ടുപോകും. പിന്നെ എടക്കൽ കേവ്, അമ്പലവേൽ ഫാമിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോകും, മുത്തങ്ങാവനം.
Our school got Education Minister's Best IT School Award in 2008. A group of representatives from our neighboring state, Karnataka, visited our schools. They wanted to know how effectively ICT can be included in the academic curriculum. These people are from Karnataka state, with the Wayanad District Master Coordinator Thomas sir. They spent a whole day in my school with my students. IT Club students have so far made 3 documentaries. These documentaries gained wide popularity in our area. These are now available in the school YouTube. This is one documentary.
എടാ ഒന്ന് നിന്നേ, എന്തോ ഒരു ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. ആരോ കരയുന്ന ശബ്ദമാ. വാ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം.
അതാ
We have made these documentaries, and these documentaries are shown to different people in different colonies and other places in nearby area of my school. I would like to share few words from 2 of my former students. These children are physically challenged and wheelchair dependent since childhood. The world of computer and technologies have made their life change.
Namaskaram. I am Jimmy John, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Multimedia, J.D. Krishna College of Arts and Science, Kozhikode. I am a physically challenged person and wheelchair dependent. My sister Suni John also like me. Both of us are working in the same department. Our secondary education was from Nirmala High School, Kavanagiri. On that time, Mansar and some other teachers from the school gifted a computer to us. To learn computer was a very difficult task for us on that time because we were not able to go outside or to school to learn computer. That time, Mansar came to our house and he taught to learn computer, and he taught all the portions from the curriculum and beyond that. Gradually, we learned graphical design, video editing, audio editing, web designing, animation, etc. All time, Mansar stand with us as a pillar of support.
During our secondary education, computer became an integral part of our curriculum. But being a daughters of Kuri worker, we couldn't imagine to buy a computer on that time.
കനവുകളും ഒരു പിടി കാവലായി വഴി തേടണം, ഒരു മാറിവിൽ ചിറകേറണം, ആശകൾ തേരിൽ പറന്നു വാനിൽ നീ
I state that it was only with the help and cooperation of my students, host and parents and former students, I was able to achieve the above mentioned ICT activities to this perfection. I would like to mention 2 personalities who have immensely helped in my ICT journey. One is Dinkar M. Pai, my former student, and Thomas V.J., Wayanad District Master Coordinator of ITS School. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Brilliant use of ICT have shown here by you and your students. And we would like to know more about the digital magazine you have shown to us, sir. Can you please tell us more about that magazine?
This nowadays in all the schools, digital magazine is a subject. In all schools, they are making digital magazine. But before 10 years, so many schools even don't think about a digital magazine. Magazine preparation is very highly professional, and lack of money is required. But for making a digital magazine, we want only the computer knowledge.
Right.
That's why we made a digital magazine, and all the students, all the IT club students participate in every class for making this digital magazine. Some other school came to me how this magazine is prepared. They are also made their own magazine with this platform, on this platform. And on this platform, so many schools made their own magazine.
Right. Sir, here I would like to ask you about one more question. I would like to ask you about the Harit Vidyalayam reality show. Can you please throw light on this?
Harit Vidyalayam reality show is conducted by Doordarshan, National Doordarshan, Thiruvananthapuram Kendra. They have selected different schools from Kerala. They selected my school from my district with 5 other schools. We got very high marks, that is, I think it is 96% mark in that session. That is why they selected us again to go to that platform 2 years after. Then again we participated in that show, and 12 students got opportunity to visit a floor like Doordarshan, Thiruvananthapuram, and they spent 2 days with them.
Right, sir. Here I just wanted to know, and I'm so curious to know more about your memories. You must be having a lot of memories. Would you like to share all those memories with us related to this ICT?
Yes, why not? Sure. Kabanagiri is a very small village in Wayanad district. It's a very small place. Now, so many students are working in the IT field in Chennai, Delhi, Thiruvananthapuram, Bangalore, and in other countries also.
Sir, here I am interrupting you in between. So here I just wanted to know that as you said, it's a small place, right? Is it was easy for all these students to have digital literacy at that time or this time, sir?
Why not? Sure. All the students got, not only students, parents also got computer literacy by this ITH school activities in Nirmala High School.
So would you like to share your experiences as well? Your sweet and sour memories? While dealing with teachers or students regarding ICT, sir?
On this ITH Gotragraham, when a system is installed in one small house, you have seen in that picture. That student, I still remember her name, Amrita. Amrita she was very happy because a computer is got in their home, and I still remember her face now.
So, if you sir, have you ever feel it was a challenge to you or in front of all the teachers to introduce or inculcate ICT in your teaching method?
Yes, yes. It was a challenge those days, before 10 years. It was a challenge. but in Nirmala High School, all other teachers was very much familiarized with the computer because Nirmala High School is known as IT-enabled school. So all the students all the teachers also forced to teach or forced to study ICT, and now again all the teachers in that school make use of ICT enabled education nowadays also.
So now you have retired, sir. So what are your future plans? Would you like to share about them?
Pardon?
So now you are retired. What are your future plans, sir?
I am doing some activities for this school. In that school, headmaster usually sometimes calling me for IT, giving IT education to them. I am going there frequently for teaching the students. I think about more IT activities doing for that school.
So anything else you want to add on?
No, nothing.
Or you would like to share something to all our viewers, teachers, students? You want to say something? Any message for them, sir?
Yes. Computer is, we can't avoid a computer nowadays. It is an integral part of our journey. So, apart from mobile using, students have to familiarize with the use of computer, and they have to use, students are using the computer, some students are using for computer for gameplay. Don't do like that. It is not a device for gaming. It is a device for study more and more things. So make use of this computer for your better life. That is my advice to the students.
So as we have ample of time in our session, can you please tell us more about your journey, or you would like to share your journey at the very beginning of your journey, what challenges you have faced throughout the journey, sir? There must be some challenges, right?
First, I have joined in Kabinagiri school as a science teacher. At that time, I was a science teacher. After 5 years, IT education was came to school as a subject. Then my headmaster, Chako master, asked me to take the role of IT school coordinator, and I proudly took the charge of IT education in my school. And then with the help of co-staffs and former students like the M5, I have made these so many activities in my school.
Sir, we would still love to hear more about your journey. We are about to wrap up this session. Would you like to add something, or you want to say something to all our students specifically, sir?
This, I think you are seeing a picture now in a share screen. This picture is drawn by a student. This picture is a student. His name is Vishnu. So drawn this picture. Look, 3 generations are in this picture. Old generation is there, and a new generation is there, and so many things are communicated in this picture. This is what is happening in students by using this device, this ICT enabled education.
You're right. Sir, it's time for me to wrap up this session, but we are very pleased to have you in our session. It's our pleasure to have you. Thank you so very much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we wish you very good luck for the future. And dear learner and students, it's time for me to wrap up this session, but thank you so very much for being with us throughout this session. And let me tell you that after this session, we will be back with our special session, that is Sahyog. Please be with us on PM eVidya channel or NCRT official YouTube channel. Me, Renu Bhatt, is taking your leave. Namaskar.
Namaste.